Hello and welcome everybody to this video. We are going to be seeing the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Gambit, which is the ICBM. And as the name suggests, it's going to be a bombastic gambit. And I'm sure you might have played this once in your game sometime, or you have at least encountered it in your game, but you are not aware about it. So first, let's see what is this ICBM. So the OG ICBM is in the Tennyson Gambit, which starts with E4, D5, Knight f3. So you're giving up your pawn. Pawn takes knight g5. Knight comes to f6. So you are attacking it. So knight simply defends the pawn. And here you play d3. Pawn takes, bishop takes, and black might think this knight is a bit annoying in black's camp. So black plays h6, and there black falls in the ICBM. So knight takes f7. Queen and rook is forked. King takes and bishop g6. Boom, the king has to take and the queen is lost. So here, this was the ICBM. It's basically you are taking out the king from its home outside and you're launching this missile. So the bishop comes out as a missile and the queen is lost. So this is the OG ICBM, and I guess now you might have known, yeah, I've played this or you have encountered this. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a lot more applications. So I have another 4 to 5 openings where this exact same concept can be played, and you'll get a better idea that how to play this gambit. So let's see now in the Reti opening. So this is again the same opening, just a transformation. So if you think, if you play e4, most of your opponents play e5 and not d5. So you start with knight f3, and when you play knight f3, then your opponent sees that, okay, I can't play e5, let's play d5, and now you play e4. So it's just transposition of the same opening. Pawn takes knight g5, and the entire same sequence works here. And this is the ICBM again by starting with one knight f3. The other opening where this can be played is in the Sicilian defense against it. So you play e4, c5, and d4. This is known as the Smith-Morra gambit. Pawn takes c3, takes, and now 99% of the people will play d6, because the point is the black side want to bring out its knight to f6, but you are going to push it away. Correct. So therefore black plays the move d6 so that in the next move it can play knight f6. You play knight f3, knight f6 is played, bishop c4, and here if black plays the move knight c6, then bravo. Again, you have an opportunity. You play the move e5, and here let's say black takes with the knight, then black is cooked, because knight takes, pawn takes, and again bishop takes f7, king takes, and the queen is lost. Again, an application of the ICBM. So it's the same thing. The queen has only one defender, that is the king. So you have to somehow open the d file and then somehow sacrifice your bishop or knight on the f7 square, so that the king takes it and the next move the queen is hung for free. But here many people will tell me in the comments that why will the knight even take? Why can't the pawn take? Correct. So just to clarify here, the queen can take the queen, knight takes, and you can play the move knight b5. So this is a fork. Rook b8 comes, and here you take this pawn, and let's say here black is careless and plays something like a6, then knight c7 is directly a checkmate. And if not, the only logical way to defend here from the black side is to play the move e6, and then you simply play a move like bishop f4 or castles, and you are doing crazy well positionally. Correct. So here knight takes is out of play. Let's say king takes, then here again you go the other side, knight g5, and here you could see there are two attackers. You are threatening a fork, so the best move here is knight a5. But let's say if king comes here, then simply you can take with the bishop. King comes here, and now bishop c4 again, and you are doing well. But here let's say knight a5 comes instead, then you play the move bishop b5. Let's say bishop e6 comes, so that this fork is not allowed. Then takes, and simply bishop e3, and of course black is 2 points ahead, but black has this terrible 3 pawns in the same file, and the king cannot castle. King is cut off. You're going to give a check to the king, you're going to castle, and white is positionally crushing black. So you could see white is plus 0.6, given that black is plus 2 in material. So yeah, I think you can easily convert from here. So if pawn takes, you know you have some complications, but you're doing well. But if the knight takes, then ICBM is coming onto your way. So this was in the Sicilian defense, where you can play the Smith-Morra gambit and come to a similar position of the ICBM. Another opening where I could show you this pattern is right here. So we'll see, this is not very similar. Okay, this in the Scandinavian defense we can see. So let's say you start with knight c3, opponent plays d5, and here you can play the move e4. Pawn takes bishop c4, knight f6, and now d3. Pawn takes, and here you can play knight f3, and let's say if black is some noob who is playing, or it's a bullet game or something, black might take this pawn, and then bishop f7 again. So of course this is for demonstration purpose. Black of course would not take, and here let's say black does something like this, and then also after castles, or black takes this, then you can simply take, play knight b5, and you are doing better as well. So yeah, if black does not take, here also you can try something like knight e2 if I'm not wrong, because if black takes, then again this is working. So in bullet games you can try this. Of course this is not good for you, but okay, knight f3 though of course you can try, because in the worst case also you're not doing bad. So this was one more bad opening which you can try. And another opening where from the black pieces, which is very famous, but the same concept works, is here. So let me flip the board. So d4, d5, c4, e5. So this is the Lasker trap, Albin counter gambit if I'm not wrong. Pawn takes, and you push the pawn here. You are not going to play anything. I've seen many other traps that you can play here, but you'll play d4. Here let's say white plays e3, then you're going to play bishop check. Bishop comes in between, and now you are going to sacrifice your entire bishop by playing pawn takes pawn. Bishop takes, and now again the similar pattern on the board, pawn takes, and if the king comes out of his home, the queen is lost, because the queen's sole defender is the king. And here king has another move, that is king e2, but then you take this and do not make a queen, correct? Because if you make a queen, takes, and it's equal. But here you have to make a knight. Yep, you have to make a knight with a check. If let's say rook takes, then again bishop takes and the queen is lost. Of course you could not do that before because the knight was here, correct? So you have to take the knight first with a check and then go for that. And here let's say king comes to e1, then queen check. Pawn cannot be pushed because this is lost with a check. And if king comes here, then simply knight c6, and you are doing very, very well. Bishop is going to come out, you're castling, king is cooked in the center. So this was not exactly the ICBM thing, but similar patterns that many opening have, that you first open up the d file and somehow sacrifice some material on the f2 or f7 square. You deviate the king out and the queen is lost, or the white king is terribly, because firstly it loses the castling right, secondly it is in the center, so you can keep attacking it. So yeah, this was the gambit. I've shown like 4 to 5 games or openings where you can play this, and I'm sure there are many more openings where this entire same setup comes. So if you know any other opening, then tell me in the comment section so that the other people can also know more about it. But yeah, this was for the video. I hope you got a brief understanding of what the intercontinental ballistic missile gambit is all about. And yeah, meet you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, play chess, and keep learning. Bye.